Hey guys, and welcome back to the fourth installment of my advanced tips and tricks videos. This is going to be another mix of building, editing, and general gameplay tips rather than just one or the other. I know how much you guys love these videos, but just realize it does take a long time to plan out and find all these advanced techniques that you haven't seen before, which is why I can't put them out as often as you'd like. But this video will definitely have things you haven't seen before and you should definitely incorporate into your game. It's a total of 13 tips and tricks, with some of them having a few variations, so honestly it's pretty much more than that, but that means I just need to shut up so we can actually start the video. As always, each tip or trick will follow the usual format where I show what it is, how and why it works, and then an in-game example. So let's jump into it, starting with a new way to counter right-hand peeking. Right-hand peeking is extremely strong and pretty much impossible to counter up until this point against a good player. This is because there's no shoulder swapping mechanic in Fortnite, so you'll always be at a disadvantage to someone who's using a right-handed peek. However, thanks to Reddit user SpiderFN, if you put a ramp up against the wall or the door that the enemy is behind, and then edit a sideways L shape, you can jump onto the ramp as it gets edited, and you'll get this sweet little angle on the person who's right-hand peeking. From their perspective, they can only see your feet while you get a nice shot off in their face. Make sure after you make the L-shaped edit, you run up and jump onto the left side of the ramp, so as it gets edited, you land on the middle part of the new structure. Also, you should practice the edit and the timing so you get it every time, because it's really not as easy as it looks. This in-game example for my stream shows how cheeky of an angle it is and how nobody expects it. Ah! Second and third tricks are two different clinger tricks that give you guaranteed kills. The first clinger trick is a simple boogie bomb and clinger combo. After you boogie bomb someone, you can hit them with two clingers, and there's literally no counter because each clinger does 100 damage and you can't build or do anything to prevent the clingers from going off. This is really useful in scrims and arena matches where you find a lot of utility like boogie bombs and clingers and you need guaranteed kills. The other clinger trick uses a rift to go instead of a boogie bomb. If you didn't know, you can basically kidnap and force people into your rift to go with you. Anyone in a 1x1 in front of you automatically gets taken up with you if you use a rift to go in front of them. What you can do in duos is throw two clingers in your teammate and have them rift to go someone out of a 1x1 for a guaranteed kill. Again, there's no counter at all because the two clingers do 100 damage each for 200 damage total, and it damages your opponent as they come out of the rift in the sky so they can't build or glide away. I originally saw this used against Slappy, who was a level above and like half a floor away but still got taken by the rift to go and killed by the clinger play. In this other clip by Nav, you can see how useful it is in guaranteeing kills from people turtling as long as you're willing to use a rift to go.
Go. Got him.
Fourth trick is an application of the scroll wheel reset edit trick I showed in my last advanced tips and tricks video. If you're not using scroll wheel reset already, make sure you go and check that video out as I show which keybinds to set and how to make it work. But basically the trick is that you can instantly reset edits with your scroll wheel. A good place to use it is when you wall replace someone in a 1x1. You can edit a window, then quickly reset it with scroll wheel, so as a person shoots, it gets blocked by the wall and breaks it. Then you can get a quick shot off and replace the wall again. From their point of view, they see you make an edit that they expect, so obviously they go to try and shoot you, but because you edited with your scroll wheel and it resets so quickly, the wall is built again and it blocks the shot. Usually your opponent will be so confused they can't react to rebuild the wall and you're able to get free damage off. The first person I've seen use this was from I'm Speedy Gonzalez, but I recently saw a nice clip of it from Funk Bomb. Fifth trick is a different variation to an edit from my last advanced editing tips and tricks video. If you guys remember, I showed you this sick little edit where you can edit a ramp into a spiral stairs and then you could phase through after you re-edit and surprise them. Branded FN, who is the first person who found that trick, also found another great version. So with this other version, you do the opposite edit. It's basically a backward spiral stairs, and you'll notice what happens is the enemy phases through and they actually can't see you because their vision is blocked by the stairs. From their point of view, they can see the stairs, but they end up getting shot at because they're phasing through it. This is really useful against high tier players who now expect the original stair edit I showed as it's becoming more popular. Now you can hit them with this one, and if they're in the right spot, their vision will be completely blocked and you can get a clean and easy kill. Sixth trick is a new way to phase into 1x1s from one of my subscribers, Lowgun. Since the latest patch 8.30, the old method of standing in the corner of someone's 1x1 and phasing through the cone doesn't work anymore. Instead of standing in the corner of the cone and two walls, just go to the middle of any of the cones and place your back against a wall. The trick will now work and you'll end up phasing through the cone, and then you'll break through the floor because your opponent will be turbo building a cone. This is really useful because the majority of the other phasing techniques don't work anymore, but this still does and is probably the most reliable now. Seventh trick is a smart edit play you can make so you guarantee your opponent gets hit with a trap. This is one of those holy crap that's so smart yet simple plays. But what you do is anytime after you place a trap, most people will run to the opposite side and avoid it. Right after you place a trap on someone now, edit your ramp so it blocks them off and they can get hit. It's literally that simple, but it makes the trap impossible to avoid. I saw this a month or two ago from Liquid 72 Hours. The other way to do it is a little more advanced, but again you have a guy in a box in front of you. This time though, edit the ramp the opposite way, place a ramp on your floor, then edit back so your opponent falls in the trap and they can't avoid it since it's on the floor. This is harder to pull off because you have to be quick with both edits, but holy crap is it clean and does it work well. Credit for this trick goes to Lunes. Eighth trick is a new application of a clinger trick I showed you guys before. The original clinger trick is that you could throw a clinger on a ramp and then edit the opposite way and it will fall and land on the other side, doing damage to a person on the other side. A new safe wall replace that you can try with this trick is to run up to the wall, build a ramp, and then throw the clinger at the top and make the same edit. As the clinger is about to explode, you can turbo build another wall and then make it your own. This works really well because your opponent will be turbo building all around them, not realizing that you replaced their wall already. Plus, the ramp is there for protection if they try to edit and take a shot on you. Ninth trick was shown by Martos recently, but was originally found by Destiny's Jesus on Reddit. It's another way to replace a wall, but this time you'll be using a bow. Just fire the bow without aiming in after you get the wall low, and you can out turbo build someone to replace their wall. For some reason, even if you have higher ping, I swear there's a glitch where people can just turbo build your wall away from you, so this trick is really overpowered right now. Most of the time, just shooting the arrow without aiming in will work well, or you can go for a ridiculously advanced version like Destiny's Jesus does here.
I'm literally 400 IQ. Something like that.
Number 10 on the list is a nice bait and switch play you can make while getting pressured inside a 1v1. Against a good player, if they see you edit on one side of the 1x1, they'll obviously follow you. A 200 IQ way to catch them off guard is to fake like you're editing out of one side, so make the edit, then come back and edit through the other wall that they were just standing in front of. They'll be too busy walking around the side of the wall to get to you, thinking that you already edited out, when you actually edited out of the original wall and can get a free shot off. You can really catch people off guard with their pants down if you do this edit quickly, which is a key to making this work. I believe Mongrel found this trick, but I actually had a subscriber named Tempered Beast send me a clip of him using it in game. Number 11 is another bait and switch, but this time you'll be using campfires around the map. This is another trick where you see it and are like, how did I not think of that? Basically, anytime you're around a campfire, you can use it to fake people out. When you light the campfire, a smoke will appear in the sky, and while most of the time it's not that useful because people will know where you are and where you're healing, what you can do instead is light the fire, build a 1x1 around it, and then edit out and re-edit the wall close. After that, you can either hide or wait for people to come over and try to break down your 1x1 or just walk in your general direction. Then you can jump out and surprise them. I know there's going to be some clowns about to comment,
Jarian, that will never work.
But here's a clip of Tendons, who's a pro player, using it against Tfue and Cloak.
Clap this guy's in the campfire. He boogied me? I'm dead. Fuck, man. I think it's a different dude. He's teeth.
I pumped him for 8 damage, dude.
Second to last trick is a situational edit you can use when you're in a 1x1 with a guy above you. The trick is to edit 2 pieces diagonally on your floor, and you can get a sweet little angle where you can hit your enemy in the chest. You want to use this when your enemy has replaced your cone and is trying to replace your floor. From their angle, they can barely see you, and any shot they take would either miss, hit the floor, or just do like 10 damage to your feet. This works really well since most of the time your opponent will wait for the edit on the floor and be aiming at your head. Then when you make this new edit, they have no angle on you and you can hit them in the chest for 100 damage. Finally, our last trick is a better and more efficient way to use a launch pad late game in scrims. The problem with launch pads is in scrims, you go so high in the air, you basically become a sitting duck for people to shoot at. The best way to still go forwards but not as high is to cone the launch pad, walk over it on the far side, and then edit the two pieces next to each other in the direction that you want to go to. If you practice it, you can do it nearly as fast as just jumping on a launch pad. And as you can see, you launch low and horizontally, so you don't have to worry about getting hit out of the air in late game scrims. Overall, these 13 advanced tips and tricks should definitely help you guys elevate your game and become better players. If you learned anything new in this video, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and to turn on post notifications. Thank you to everyone using my code. I know how bad of a state Fortnite is in right now, but I do truly appreciate all of your support. I'll never stop making videos and grinding for you guys. Otherwise, that's it from me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.